You hear the screeching of an owl, you hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl, and it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again, and you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Hello everyone, it's Core, and we're taking a look at a variety of mods that seek to up the danger factor and increase the variety available in-game. Could be in the form of more aggressive zombies, new and interesting helicopter events, or maybe even new forms of illness, all to serve the same goal of making life more dangerous. Before we begin, however, I'd like to thank Katophoenix for her lovely artwork on this video. Go check her Twitter out below, and I'd like to thank you for the support. Now let's begin, shall we? If you thought heavy rainstorms weren't bad enough with the multitude of negative status effects they can inflict upon you, then Fear the Rain by Viceroy has you covered. This mod makes thunderstorms all the more dangerous with one major change to zombie AI. Whenever a storm flares up, zombies will attempt to retreat anywhere indoors they can escape to get away from the torrential downpour. This behavior intensifies with the storm. The harder the storm, the more aggressively they attempt to batter the doors and windows down. This makes any area you haven't cleared out quite a bit more dangerous, either for your own base, with the constant onslaught of attackers, or if you're seeking refuge from the storm yourself, you may just jump into a hive of the undead that'll tear you to pieces as soon as you climb in. Overall, I'm a fan of this mod, and the fact it still works after not being updated in 6 years is somewhat impressive to me. Good work, Viceroy, I appreciate it. The only downside is that because it's so old, it could be somewhat buggy. Not all the zombies will try to go inside, but enough still do for it to do the job. If this is a problem, Planet Algol, a prolific modder for Zomboid, has posted lure code that you can edit and the exact location where you need to put this new code. If it gives you issues, and the mod will work like it's supposed to. So thanks to Planet Algol for providing a fix for an interesting old mod. Do you wish the helicopter events were more varied? Maybe provided something more interesting than just zoom around the map and follow you around? Well, expanded helicopter events is here thanks to Chuckleberry Finn and Not Shark. Now you've got some variety to the world. There's 4 types of aircraft related events that can spawn. First is the jet. All this does is whiz around and draw zombies around the map, much like other meta events. The news chopper is very similar to the vanilla helicopter, and it just flies around and follows players. Now the police will patrol the map and shoot zombies on sight. And the final helicopter event is the military, which starts out mostly just yelling announcements, but it slowly escalates the violence, first upon the zombies and then upon you. There's also been some new features added with the helicopters, such as the fact they can drop supplies, you can lose the helicopters using buildings, the helicopters can crash due to weather, and the more severe the weather it is, the more likely this happens. The crashes can be looted, or they can even be slept in because they count as vehicles. Helicopters also have shadows that show where they're hovering. They can also be heard over the emergency radio when they'll appear. In vanilla, they stop showing up after roughly a month, but using the options, you can tweak and customize this to fit your taste. The mod also has a version with Twitch integration, which if you stream, you can have your viewers cause havoc in your game. I hope you don't think the night is safe. At least with the Nocturnal Zombies mod by Nolan Ritchie and later fixed by Star to work better in new builds. This mod makes zombies a lot more active at night. Around 10 PM they'll start shuffling around more, and around the witching hour, or midnight if you prefer, they become much more active, nearly constantly moving and gaining a decent speed boost to boot. They aren't sprinter levels of fast, but they can close the distance on you easier than you'd expect. And with build 41 they'll definitely drag you down nastily. Around 3 AM they start to slow back down, and around 5 AM they start going back to normal inert zombies. Honestly, this mod may encourage you to instead play a night owl, giving cat eyes more relevancy too, because if you sleep during the night, in anywhere that isn't the most remote of bases, you'll risk having zombies smash their way into your home while you sleep. This could certainly encourage an interesting style of play. You could also use it for roleplay purposes, maybe encourage an I Am Legend style story story. Overall, it's a pretty cool mod and definitely makes the nighttime more dangerous. If you thought the last mod wasn't quite dangerous enough for you, then let me introduce Night Sprinters by Gobalti. Once night rolls around, which depends on the season, included in this handy little chart on screen, the zombies become fast, aggressive sprinters. They don't roam around quite like the nocturnal zombies do, but they do get quite a speed boost, so they can still roam further. And if they catch sight of you, they will haul ass towards you. If you're not careful, they'll tear right into you. Hilarious though, the zombies are subject to build 41 animations for sprinting though, and due to being zombies, their coordination ain't all that, so oftentimes you can turn their sprint into a boon for you, as they'll tumble to the ground and eat shit. If you're quick, you could smash them dead before they can get up and recover, and get on top of you with their friends. Now if you really want to get dangerous, I tested this and nocturnal zombies together, and they work. So you can have nocturnal zombies that roam the countryside much more aggressively and haul ass to whatever they spot and hear. If you live for danger, then by all means combine the two and make the night a dangerous foe. This mod also features rain sprinters, which whenever it starts raining or snowing, the zombies behave like they are at night, causing them to sprint madly. Combine this with all the decreased visibility of rain and snowstorms, and you've got a recipe for a quick bite. Good night. Not bad, Gabalti. Not bad at all. Would you like the roleplay I Am Legend? Well, Zombies Fear the Sun by Pillow, the same creator of the additional Spawns mod, is bringing you a mod that drives zombies indoors from 7 AM to 7 PM. During this time, they'll be completely docile if inside, unless you attack them, which will cause the attacked zombie and zombies near them to wake up and attempt to rip you from limb to limb. Overall, it's a simple mod, but I say if you combined it with like nocturnal zombies and night sprinters, you could get an interesting dynamic where the daytime's almost completely safe, but if you go out at night, you could face your impending doom in a brutal fashion. Keep in mind that due to the way pathfinding works, not all the zombies will try to force themselves inside. Those outside will still react and attempt to kill you, which could draw the ones that are docile inside into an active state. But overall, it's still a cool mod, and it pairs nicely with some of the others on Showcase today. Good work, Pillow. You made some good stuff again. Taking the work done by Nolan, Ritchie, and Star, this mod, Restless Zombies Fixed, takes the fixed code from nocturnal zombies and applies it to the entire day. What this means is zombies will always shuffle around and shamble, never staying still for longer than a few seconds. This will certainly help to keep you on your toes, as you never know when a zombie's gonna shuffle in from another cell or in and out of the wood line, or it just not stay still. You can't just look at a group of zombies like, okay, they're over there, they're not gonna mess with me if I be quiet and I don't get near them. Nope, they're just gonna wander around wildly. This also means having a secured base is even more important than ever, as it means you can't just safely crash somewhere and hope for the best. If you like the Nocturnal Zombies mod and you want to apply it to the entire day, then give this mod a shot. I'm sure it'll be an interesting experience for you. Thank you Conflict X for fixing the old Restless Zombies mod. Good on you, mate. Do you want that Chernobyl or Fallout feel? Where merely stepping outside without a gas mask or hunkering down in a base without sealed windows could lead to your doom? Then let me introduce you to the Toxic Fog mod by Planet Algol. If you wish to safely step outside into the fog, then you'll need a protective face covering, preferably a gas mask of some sort, which luckily this mod works with a variety of modded gas masks as well as vanilla. With the mod comes an improvised gas mask and improvised poncho, useful for both versions of the mod. If you can't find one of your own, that is. Now I'm going to tell you the secret for how to utilize this mod to its most effective. If you want to be able to cure the toxic effects quickly, then you're going to need to make use of the emergency radio broadcast, as it'll tell you how to use alcohol to purge the toxins from your system. Another use of the emergency broadcast, it'll let you know when fog is expected to be that day, and how thick, and it'll let you know to stay inside if you don't have a mask. You'll also need the Engineer magazine too if you want to learn the recipe for how to craft an improvised gas mask of your own. I only found this out after scouting the workshop files and finding a text file that mentions the magazine and piecing 2 plus 2 together. If you think this mod isn't dangerous enough, you can also enable the harder version of the mod, which makes the rain toxic to your body as well, which will require you to have complete protection for your body using one of the improvised ponchos. Now keep in mind you'll need the Gear Core and Item Tweaker API mods to run this mod, so keep that in mind, but luckily it has easy access to both of them on the page for Toxic Fog. One other thing I'd like to note is the fact that every entrance to a room must be completely sealed to be safe from the fog, and if a window is shattered, even if you barricade it, that window is still destroyed and thus makes the room unsafe to live in without a mask. There is one way around this, however. Using a crowbar, you could steal an entire window from another building, pull out the broken window, and replace it with a new window frame. I never thought I'd find an actual use for that feature, but hey, here we are. I think this just about covers this pile of dangerous mods. These are some of the more interesting ones that I've come across so far. Personally, I really like Night Sprinters. I like how all these mods can pair together in different combinations to change your experience nicely. I did take a look at a few more, but many of them were old and broken without someone to replace the parts of the code that don't work with the updates to the engine anymore. So this has been Core. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check the artist down below, and I'll see you next time.